Hey, I'm Stormy Peccioni and I am the Business Development Advocate for the Human Impact. I'm here to tell you about our third step in our 5-step process. This one is called the root cause phase. And in this phase, we get to learn what the real core, deep down in your bones thing is that is holding our friends back from reaching the goals that they have. Whether it's the obvious of, oh, maybe I want a home because I'm homeless, or I want to reconcile with my family, I want to address my addiction, I want to get rid of my felony, I want to work on my IQ. Whatever it is, this is the meat and potatoes of the human impact. And this is where we really get to get nitty-gritty with our friends. In this phase, we really get to spend upwards of sometimes 15 hours a week because we've built that trust and we've built that friendship, and we're at doctor's offices, we're at meetings with lawyers or attorneys or taking driver's courses. Whatever it is, this is the fun part of the human impact. And so one example of someone that I got to walk through the root cause phase with is my friend Matthew. Matthew was struggling with addiction, was very, very volatile. And a lot of it came down to two things that the human impact has learned over the last 8 years or so: a lack of support and trauma. And with Matthew, something that we got to do is say, hey, I want to be that support system for you. And so we got to build that around him, and part of that looked like going and getting a health checkup. Come to find out that he struggled with a diagnosis that needed medicine and it needs counseling. And so that was something that we got to address, and a lot of that mental health was informed by the early on trauma and abuse that he received as a child. I had learned through our first 2 steps that he was a massive Cowboys fan, and I have a background and a desire to do anything involved with sports. And so he's a Christmas baby, and he was 48 at the time. I'm thinking through these different ways that we can further our friendship and deepen our trust, and more importantly, address that root cause of building a support system and of channeling this abuse and this trauma for good. And so something that we did, instead of going to a watch party or going to Frisco and checking out the Cowboys facility, decided, hey, what if we got to go to a game? We go to this game and somehow the Cowboys actually win it, but we're walking out of the stadium and he's like, man, that was the greatest thing that was the greatest gift I've ever received. And I was like, well, what's the second? He's like, well, there's not a second. And come to find out, a man who was born on Christmas Day, is 48 years old, had never received a Christmas gift or a birthday gift. And because of our approach and the things we get to do, being on the streets and being in the nitty-gritty with our friends, we were able to make leaps and bounds in our relationship and in our friendship to where now he has his own place and he is stabilized and he's actually giving back to the community. And as I film this right now, he's actually cleaning out our storage shed, taking care of some clothing and some shoes and things that have been donated to us by people just like you all that are viewing this. And so it's really come full circle, and you'll get to learn more about that in step 4 and 5 as the rest of our team gets to share that with you.